Hannah.
I'm Wendy, and we're really excited that we've just bought the Millennium building.
We're a bit scared, we're a bit nervous, a bit all over the place, but we're just really excited to be able to share the news with everyone because it's been the hardest secret to keep. We've bought the building with another investor, Eat Work Art. So we're not alone in this massive, massive building, and we're really excited to be learning from that new organisation in the city, as much as knowing that we've got loads of support around us to make it happen. It felt right to be brave and to step up and to do that, and we felt like we had enough support behind us to make it happen and to make something viable happen. This community's seen so many failed promises, and we're now in a really strong position, having got that ownership in place, having experimented with the clipper and knowing how that works, and now here in the plot, we're really excited to be scaling and doing something that will have a massive difference on the street.
Yeah, and it's not just the difference on the street, is it? It's also about the difference it can make for Plymouth, but putting our community right at the heart of that, to be making sure that the opportunities that come out of it, people can imagine themselves, can't they, in that space. And we want to kind of experiment with it as well over the next 2 years to really understand the venue, so as we can start then to collect that plan together going forwards to think, is it a viable venue for the city? And it's positioned really well as well with some of the redevelopments that are going on. It'll be a nice connector to the city centre and to some of the things down for Mill Bay. So yeah, we're really excited about how our community can really play a part with that.
So lots of people will be wondering what on earth we're going to do with it and why we bought a building in the middle of a pandemic, and fair questions, I guess. And you know, anyone that knows us will know that we like having a lot of fun in our buildings. We like experimenting and really getting a kind of sense of what the opportunity is in each building, and pulling together all the ideas and all the kind of lovely stories and the things that sort of will come forward for this building as they have with others, and then gradually building that up into something that can feel really special and cherished, but also viable and right for the city.
Yeah, because you can imagine the building, it's got the ground floor, it's got the place where people used to dance, and then it's got somewhere that the pigeons currently are living and making a lot of mess. And it would be really great that we had those sort of daytime uses downstairs, and that we do experiment with some sort of pop-up venues over the next 2 years, so we can really understand the building as well, because it hasn't been used for 15 years, so it's brilliant that we're going to breathe some life into it. And then to understand what types of venue it's going to be, what sorts of events are going to be there, and kind of get that excitement as well. We are really excited about it. It is a really big thing to go and take on. But we have learned a lot by being on the street, and it is by other people coming together and really imagining the difference that that space can make that will really make it a success for us and for the rest of the city. So yeah, it's exciting.
I think the building's really special. I'm a bit of a building geek, and it's one of the only 1930s buildings in the city, and I don't think it's valued enough for that. You know, so architecturally it's really interesting. Inside it's really interesting, acoustically, and the ceiling is just absolutely stunning. So there's so much to work with from that perspective, but also personally, like loads of people in the city, I've got lots of stories. So my mum and dad went on one of their first dates in that building when it was the Majestic, and I have like really fond memories of sneaking out at, you know, 16 down there in the nightclubs, having lots of, yeah, naughtiness. Like I'm sure lots of other people had. So yeah, it's, you know, personally and for the city, I think it's really exciting, and I think it's right to get excited about that as well. We need some more quirkiness in the city. You know, there's a lot of effort to build new and to invest, but actually we also need to cherish what's here and embrace that and celebrate it. And I think this is a really exciting opportunity to do that.
And also moving, fast forwarding 10, 15, 20 years, it's a game changer. That this building, I think, is the game changer for Union Street. It's right on the entrance. And so it can really do something in terms of communicating the change, communicating how Union Street can be so much, not better, but it's a street that's just been kind of left behind and forgotten a bit, and it's that reset, it's that really lovely jump start, I think, for something quite exciting to happen. And we were able to do it by the Rank Foundation gave us a recyclable grant for us to be able to put the money on the table, and then also this year we've been able to get a Power to Change grant, and so we put those two grants together for us then to be able to buy our half alongside the private investor, which is just amazing to have been able to do that.
And then as we progress on to next year, there'll also be an opportunity for you to buy into the project yourself and become an investor. We'll do a community share offer in the same way as we've done in the Clipper, and really start pulling together that sort of local financial resource as well as all the energy from volunteers and from local people.
So I'm really excited about Millennium because I think it's about that legacy of what Nudge can leave behind. And all the time when we first started to kind of really think that Nudge could be something, we've never wanted the street to be, you used the term the other day of nudge land. I think that's really funny. But we didn't want it to be kind of everyone associates it with Nudge. And I think that the opportunity of the Millennium means that on a bigger scale, we create the space again, because that's what we've always done in our buildings. It's kind of create the space and hold your nerve that actually when you've created the space, people will come and fill that space with really brilliant activity. And so on a much more massive scale, that's what the Millennium Building's going to do, I think, for Nudge. So there will be opportunities to get involved. We're going to be opening up the building, so there'll be some time some people can come in and have a look around when it's sort of safe to go in and do so. And then we'll be talking to lots of different partners in the city about things that they could imagine in the space. But we're also really keen that our local community has a voice and that people can start saying what they would imagine for the future and how they can get involved. So it's not just the sort of events and activities, but it's also the job opportunities as well that we're really excited about for local people and for other people in the city in general.
And we're along the street every day, so as Nudge, so people can pop into our buildings and find out more about us and find out what's happening and kind of keep in touch. Not everything's going to happen straight away. Obviously, it's a massive project, but absolutely get signed up onto our mailing list, follow us on social media, but do stop us on the street as well, because that's where you get the really good conversations going and sometimes the best ideas.
So we've only gone and bought the Millennium on Union Street in Plymouth. Oh,
Do one more.
I'm all nervous. Why am I all nervous?
You normally love the camera.